What is going on, everyone? Scion's here with the Everyday Grind. Today, we're going to talk about how I thought the first week of Shadowlands went. It was a great week. I had a lot of fun. I had my very first 24-hour stream, and I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty good. I went 25 hours. I could do it again. The old man coming in strong. If you missed it, oh, that's a sad day, but it could happen again. So come on in at any point. Link right here. I stream on Twitch every day except Thursday. I take Thursdays off. I answer a lot of questions. I have a lot of new players in there. I have a lot of veteran players in there. If you guys have a question that I cannot answer, the community can answer it. We've got a lot of smart people in there. I've got great mods. I've got a great community. Come on in. Scion's in full sellout mode right now. So, Shadowlands, great week. Today's Monday, so today is the last day of the first week. I couldn't be more happier with the way the game has progressed. There were some issues the first couple days. I'll get into that right now. Let's start with the leveling process. There were some issues at launch with high population servers. 5 realms in NA and 11 realms in EU, where Blizzard increased capacity to these realms, but still had some issues. A lot of issues, some big issues. These kinds of server instability issues are very common on launch days, and these full realms had exceeded capacity for total number of players. There were a lot of people playing, trust me. Once we were able to finally log in, I found leveling to be really fun. War mode was a really great option in leveling as well. However, as the week wore on, faction camping became a much bigger factor and really slowed down the leveling process, as you were fighting sometimes much higher level characters while you tried to level, which at this time I don't recommend you do solo. This character here started at I am level 115 and had no issues burning down mobs and finishing quests. I did find that around level 57, 58-ish, mobs hit harder and I hit them much softer, which is normal gameplay. The storylines were very good, very smooth, and I had zero issues with bugs or disconnects while leveling, other than the server instability, which went on for about 2 to 3 days. My favorite storyline happened to be in Maldraxxus. In my opinion, one of the most ugly zones in the expansion. The whole zone, the whole thing was beaten with an ugly stick. But the story for me was so good that I didn't mind. Overall, it took me about 12 hours to level to 60, again with server instability issues, and the world, once I was done, opened up for the beginning of the in-game content. Also, as I started leveling another character because I had time, one of the options that opened up was Threads of Fate, which gives you the choice of either following the original storyline or simply completing world quests, side quests, and dungeon runs. This secondary option is best if you intend to level in groups, as we found out. You can do it solo. It's going to take a little bit longer. The experience just isn't there. But again, there's something out there for every player. So my recommendation is, if you want to level by yourself and you don't want it to take as long, I would do the storyline once again. Next up, world quest, dungeons, and mission tables. We are at the start of the expansion, so most of the daily quests are targeted toward building up your influence with your covenant, gathering anima and reputation with your factions, all standard stuff. During BFA, I felt that I had to complete all of the world quests at the beginning of the expansion for every faction in every zone, and continue to do so for months until I felt comfortable with my character's progress. What's different about world quests this time, you ask? I feel that I don't have to do them all. I don't have to complete them all. Right now, at the moment, I am just doing the anima and conduit reward quests, which averages from 2 quests to 5 quests a zone. It feels much more manageable. Also, do not forget to do your world quest in the Maw, which gives you Stygia, which you will need later on in the game. Do those quests, build that up. Right now, this is a much more manageable system to me personally. It's given me more time to complete the same things on alt characters, spend less time per character, and more time doing the other things I want to do in the game. The new mission table, you're not seeing it here, but it's a bit weird, but I found out I did not understand it. When queuing your followers to do missions on the table, make sure you put a tank follower first. If you don't have a tank follower right now, use a DPS. Then put your DPS in, then your healer. Make sure that you only are using one of your followers, and then use the backup followers. Also, there's other spots in that mission table. If you click your secondary followers and you click them a couple times, it will add them to the mission. I did not know that. I had no idea. So make sure you do that. As far as dungeons go, they're pretty standard. I'm not overly awed or wowed by any of them, which is why you're not really seeing them here. They're a dungeon. We're going to do them. We're going to do Mythic Plus, but it's, for me, they're pretty standard. It's kind of a nothing to see here. It's just a dungeon, in my opinion. That's kind of how I feel about them right now. Some things are the same. If you are a DPS, queue times for randoms is about the same as in every X pack, right? So right now we're doing normal, heroic, and mythic zeros. Mythic zeros, no queue time, obviously, but heroics, it's about a 15-minute queue time for a DPS, which is normal. Tanks and healers are quick queues, which is the status quo. I have found most of the dungeons to be good as far as mechanics and those kinds of things, and I'm looking forward to Mythic Plus challenges. Again, I just want to reiterate, just from my personal experience, the dungeons are just okay. It's nothing to write home about. And here we are, the crowning jewel right now of Shadowlands, Tourgas. Tourgas, in my opinion, is one of the best things that have ever been added to Warcraft. This is great. This is great content. I love it. It's repeatable. It's powerful. And this is just the first week. We haven't even really gotten into the meat of Tourgas, which is the best part. Now, right now, there's a few things with Tourgas since it's the end of week 1. So the end of week 1, you can only do, there's 2 sets of instances. There are 3 layers each, and there are 6 levels a layer. So you're looking at basically 18 levels in total that are available to you on each instance, which is great. The very last boss on those layers, so once you get to level 6, that last boss drops a legendary. It may not be the best legendary recipe for your class, but you do get one regardless. A quick side note on the legendaries dropping in Tourgas, this is not the only place they drop. Make sure you check out Wowhead for a complete list of legendaries and where they drop. I'll put that link in down below. So right now, what you do on the very last boss is you collect Soul Ash. Each layer, the last boss drops Soul Ash. Right now, you can only get 810. I think it takes 1250 to craft your very first legendary, so we're looking at next week before we can even craft it. If you want to waste that Soul Ash on something that's suboptimal, that's up to you. It's your character, it's your gameplay, it's your time. So make sure that you choose wisely. Anima powers also dropping in Tourgas. I'm not disappointed. They're so much fun. There is a layer of RNG to it where you may have what I call crap powers that don't really bring anything to the table that would help you complete the level or the layer, but eventually you do get good ones. For example, my paladin here got one for lay on hands. He can do lay on hands 3 times with no cooldown. It's glorious. But again, you do eventually get good ones, like I said, to finish the layer, and you can finish the boss. I also found it takes about 4 to 8 minutes to clear a level. So again, there's 2 separate instances this week with 18 levels and 3 layers. So the average to clear a run, so a layer, is anywhere from 28 to 48 minutes is kind of what I'm seeing the average is right now. Depends on what happens in the run, depends on what happens, what you get, how many times you die, all of those things. So again, it depends on if you're clearing everything, which I advise you do, because there are chests to open and quests to complete that give you anima and or anima power that will be needed to help you down the final boss in the run. I cannot be more positive about Tourgas. Take the time, run through it, run the shit out of it. It's just a lot of fun. So if you notice, the dog is right here. The dog has not left, still sleeping. Look at him. Look at him. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. Well, again, Shadowlands, it's been a great, great week. I have been fully engaged in the game. Again, I had my first 24-hour stream on the first day of launch. It was a long day. It was worth it. I had a lot of fun. If I had to rate Shadowlands today, as the game as it is right now, as it sits, out of one out of 10, one being the worst, 10 being the best, I would give it a solid 8. There's a lot to do. Again, once I got into the game, I had 0 issues, no problems. Quests were not bugged, dungeons were not bugged. You're always going to have those little one-offs here and there. It was really, really smooth. Other than that, Blizzard did a very good job. They did not deal with the server instability well, however, with the full realms. They knew people were going to crash these realms. They had, I'm sure, forecast notes. I'm not totally bought in on, hey, these things were unforeseen, but again, that's just my opinion. So one of the questions that people are going to ask me with this video today is WoW a good game? Is it time to get in? I've been considering playing World of Warcraft. Is now a good time to start? I would say yes. I've made video before about Warcraft being good to start anytime. But now if you're going to pick a perfect time, if there was such a thing, now would be a good time. There's a lot to do in the game. There's a lot of systems in the game. There's a lot of engagement in the game. Players are wanting to play, which is normal for a new release, but I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon because there's more to come out. They've gated a lot of things, which quite frankly, I'm happy about because there's plenty to do. I've leveled 2 characters to level 60. I'm going to level 1 more. I might level another one, but that won't be for down the road because I'm so engaged in what's going on now after I've leveled. So come on in to my Twitch channel. I answer a lot of questions for new players. Either it's leveling or dungeons or what I think about certain things in the game. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe below. I appreciate it. You guys have been really good to me on YouTube. It's been a really good couple of months for YouTube. That's it for me, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.